Okay, now. Hello.
Hi,
So, your name is
my name is Kristina.
and you are from?
I'm from Finland and like southern part of Finland.
Mhm. Do you still remember how long time ago we start to cooperate? Let's say like that.
Yeah, well, in the group itself, I've been for a year, but we met already before that, I think, like
Mm-hmm.
bit over a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, through my
So,
sister, who was
mm-hmm.
also working this stuff.
So you have been already 1 year in the group.
Yeah, almost 1 year. Yeah, I started in August 2021.
Oh, okay. So soon it will be 1 year.
Yeah.
Then I invite you to say first what make you to come to the group, and then whatever you want to share about the experience in the group.
Yeah. Uh, well, I started my own like process, my own journey about 2 years ago, and it got kickstarted through my sister also and her husband. And for the first year, I worked a lot on my own and with them at the same time, and I started to do like ceremonies and those kind of things first on my own, and before the group. And then when I had been on my own for a while, it just felt like a time to join to the group since I know it was already existing and I had heard a lot of good things about the whole group. And it just felt like I needed also people to talk about my own process and my own journey and how things are going, but also about like other things and like getting support and getting some guidance on my own journey. So that's why.
Mhm. Actually, I'm doing these videos to learn more about what are the other people opinion about the work. So what did you hear before you come? You say I heard things, so I don't even know what is that.
Yeah, well, again, I heard from my sister and her husband. They told about the work that they had been doing in the group before and how it had been for them. I think that they were in the beginning of the whole group when it started, this group, and
No, actually, they was the first people who started the whole thing.
yeah,
And actually, when I decided to work with them, then later on I realized that actually I can make a group. And then in a week, the group appear. So actually, they are the initiators of the whole process.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but anyway, they told me a lot about what they are doing and how they're doing all things, and well, we shared at that point a lot about our individual processes, like the three of us together, and how everything's going. And they were like my own group at that point, I could say. And yeah, but I heard like mostly for their experiences and how they had been doing and how the group started to function together. But mostly they talked about their individual processes and paths.
Hmm. And when you start to join the group, it was any difference how it was before and after for you?
Uh, do you mean like
You say that for a while you have been doing with them, but without joining the group.
yeah? Oh
It was
yeah,
for you
yeah,
any difference in the moment when you start to join the group? For you
yeah.
particularly?
Yes, it was. I would say a big difference. Of course, I got help from my sister and her husband too, and we talked a lot. But still, the group is more like a bit more like organized since we have meetings like every week. And when I did the ceremonies alone, I didn't like follow any like schedule. I just did the ceremonies when I felt like doing them. So that gave a lot of like more structure and uh, organized my doing a lot. And yeah, of course, I got to like I got all of the times, all of the meetings. I got my own like time for sharing, and it was a time when I was only heard, and I could speak about my things and how things are going in my life and with me. And it was good to have like help to those things, and sometimes from the rest of the group and other people in the group, like some support and references, but like, yeah, that they were going through similar things that I was, and so like mutual support, and that was very, very nice at the moment.
Mm-hmm. And how you see yourself after the period of being in the group, how it was for you to speak in the group in the beginning, and how you speak now in the group, and how you feel in the group.
Yeah, when I started in the group, it was in the beginning, it was very like hard for me to talk about things. Like I always planned and wrote down like list that what am I gonna say, and sometimes even from word to word that how am I gonna say things in the group. And sometimes it was also very hard for me to listen like other people's stories, and I couldn't pay attention or be like in the moment. For example, during the whole autumn and this spring, it got like it changed the whole direction, like all of it, and now it's very different than what it was before, and in a good way, that it's so much easier to talk and chat. And I noticed that in my all like in general communication, like everywhere, that the group has helped in that too. And how I feel about the whole like experience being in the group is that I would describe it that I was before this like it's like a pearl, you know, in a shell in the ocean, like covered up, quiet, like unnoticed, frightened and scared. And I always had this dream of like becoming the like best version of myself, and I imagined how it would look like, but I always thought that it would need some like supernatural phenomenon or like magic or some kind of miracle to happen that I would reach it. And being in the group and working with you has actually thought that I can change it. I can become the best version of myself, and I have the power to do that, and actually nothing else has. And that has been like a big thing to learn for me. And also I have learned how to do that, and like found the ways to do that myself. That's very important. And from the group itself, it's like I would say that it's incredible how everything like functions together, all of the energy and support, and how connected everything and everyone is in the group. And like everything that I have gotten out of the group is like something that you can measure with anything, like for example money or anything like that. It's so much bigger. Yeah. And yeah, I feel like sitting down with the group every time when we have a meeting, it's like it's so interesting and exciting, since you never know if it's gonna be like a 30-minute catch up or if we're gonna be hunting demons for 3 hours or how it's gonna be. Yeah, but yeah, the group has become like a big and significant part of my life, and well, it's helping me a lot in my own path and my own journey too. And I'm now working mostly with myself and individual things, but maybe later some collective things more too. Yeah.
So that means that you also have been into the winter season, when we didn't have the regular weekly meetings, only one time per month. How it was for you different that time, if you still remember?
Yeah, I still remember. At that time, it was very like, well, very significant part to like be alone for a while at that point. and I was still like doing all of the ceremonies, of course, and like staying in the schedule and doing my studies and all of the other things, but there were just no, or only one meeting in a month. And I think that it was a very good idea for me at that point too, and it helped a lot to like cope on my own versus if we are in the group. And I sometimes have a tendency to find the like prepared answers instead of finding them on my own, and that was a time for me to do that as well, and that was very helpful.
Good, because because it will be again the same way. I enjoyed very much the results, and I was very happy when the idea came. So I want to keep it as a, let's say, as a rule also in the next coming winters. As long the group is going, in the winters will be again like that. So therefore, I ask you about that to see how useful it was for you, because I felt it very useful for the group in general.
Yeah, me too.
Now, because you have been into all the season, which one you can say is your favorite? I'm also curious about this.
Favorites. Well, I can say the least favorite, and it has been the ongoing one. So.
Which one? It was the least. Which one was the least?
The ongoing, like what's going on right now, and it was going
the one now.
End. Yeah.
In which way?
I think that it has been like the well, somehow like a lot of things have been happening and like not easy things, so it has like really pushed me to the edge and pushed me to go through things that I didn't think I had the capability to go through, and like really some hard times, but also at the same time very important season. So that too, yeah. But what I like the best, I don't know. It's very hard to say. I think because
Okay.
like
it's funny because exactly for the reason you mentioned now, the one ongoing now, exactly because of that, this is the one that I like the most. Because of all those challenges or all those unpredictable situations, exactly because of that, this is the one that I like the most. So basically now you are just waiting for this to finish, huh? To move to a new chapter.
Yeah, maybe next year I'll like it.
A little better, okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm on the third round, so obviously for me it's different. This is the third one like this that we are making now.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Any plans to continue, or what you will do for the summer? Do you have any idea or not decided yet? The next one, summer to autumn.
Yeah, I will continue in the group, of course, but I'm not sure if like, well, during the next few weeks. But yeah, I'll be continuing in the group.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that I'll be in the group as long as it feels like it's time to like move on, but that's not coming up yet, at least. So.
Actually, I have some new ideas, and I think it will become much more interesting soon.
Okay.
Hopefully we are going gradually more into the dancing mood. So to be more like dancing ceremonies. So if the people are ready and up for this, actually now I'm working into making some dancing selection. So if the people are ready, then we will go like dancing like crazy soon, at least from time to time. And to see what is happening, I'm really curious. Because I have two intentions. One is to make dancing ceremonies on physical, and in the same time also to make dancing ceremonies online. So it will be the group that is already existing and then connecting with more people and see how it's going. I intend to have at least 20 people at a time.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it will be intense. I can guarantee that. I have the intention to make it pretty intense. So let's see. So for you individually, what you can say some of the, how to say, the main or the best things that you gain from the beginning until now? What is for you the most significant? You said about speaking much more relaxed, not being necessary to make notes to speak public. What else?
Yeah, maybe
Something that you didn't mention.
there's a lot of like, well, so much things that it's hard to pick one, but maybe the one that 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 I actually can make the changes myself and learning how to do those things on my own. And for example, like in difficult situations, which I think we all have in like everyday life. For example, if you have anxiety, that how are you gonna like function in the moment, and how are you gonna manage yourself in those kind of situations, and like for example those kind of things. And
Can you give a tip or an example how you are doing now when you are in such a situation? Exactly how you did, let's say last time, or how you do with yourself when you are in such a situation? Maybe it will be useful for somebody else, like an example from you.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I've learned to be like very helpful, and I've tried it in many situations, is like when I'm anxious and I feel like I'm going overwhelming and like my head is like running and I can like calm down. I tend to like sit away from my, if I'm for example working or writing or something, like sit away from my desk and I sit down and I close my eyes and I'm quiet and I focus on my breath and my breathing, and then I find where in my body I feel the like anxiousness, in like is it in my chest or in my stomach or in my legs or where is it, and I locate it. And usually if it's about anxiousness, it's in my chest area somewhere here. And when I can locate it, I can like feel it more. And sometimes if it's like going bad, I do the exercise when I can like for example like push out the anxiety feeling out of my body in like this into this like bubble. I visualize it in front of me and I push the anxiety in the bubble, and then I start to feel it with like joy and love and appreciation and acceptance and those kind of feelings. And then it just when it's filled with those feelings, it just spreads in my body and I can feel it like moving in my body to my feet and to my fingers, and then it's calming me down a lot and like bringing those kind of feelings back into my body. And then usually after the like feeling the feeling of anxiety is like gone, then usually I track down what caused that feeling in the end, if that's necessary. And usually it's nothing very big, and it's some small thing that is causing that like big reaction in the body, that the whole body goes like to like this alarming mode, which is very hard to get out from. And that method has helped me a lot in like daily basis situations to get out of
How long it take for you to make this procedure when you decide to do it, more or less?
5 to 10 minutes.
And when you complete this, you feel way different.
Yeah, I feel like lighter and not anxious anymore and like restless.
And for how long is lasting, in case it's not for long? For how long you are stable? or it's just lasting?
Yeah, it's just lasting. Almost always it just goes through the whole day.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Or if something like extremely big comes up, then it might change. But other than that, yes, might last the whole day.
Wonderful. Very interesting. Thank you for this. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. And yeah, something else that you may want to share if there is more about other changes or other methods that is coming from your direct experience?
Yeah. Well, in general, like that was a good example, but a lot of like similar things and methods. But I feel like the woman that I was a year ago is like almost completely a different person. That I don't know if I would like even recognize her that much. So much like change has happened to a good direction for me.
How is now your attitude towards men? Because I know in the beginning it was not really funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that has changed a lot too, and it's very much more positive. And like, yeah, in balance.
And how to say it, the attitude towards your body did change in the last, I don't know, 1 or 2 weeks after our conversation?
Yeah, it's changing all the time. Yeah, it's interesting to follow that process. I can actually tell about that too.
Please. I think it will be very significant.
Yeah. So I have this like, I could say that like toxic traits and patterns that I do every day in my life that are affecting in the way that how I see myself and how I see my body. So for example, with food, I have had like difficulties that I count the calories that I eat in a day in my head all the time, so that I don't like cross the line. And I've been having this habit to exercise almost like compulsory and going to the gym and working out, and it has many times put me to a position where I'm like exhausted and my body is in alarming mode, and all of those kind of things. And of course then it's affecting my relationships, how I see myself, and how I act in different kinds of situations, and a lot of other things in my life. So what I've been doing now for a couple of weeks is that every time in my life when I every day when I just have this kind of thoughts that I start to count the calories, or I start to get ready to go to the gym, even though I'm exhausted and wouldn't want to do that. I always go outside and I pick this like small stone, and I like give the stone an intention that I transfer that like thought or behavior pattern or something else, and into the stone, and I let it hold it there for a while, and I like let go of it out of my body and put it like to a storage for a while in the stone, and then after a week or so, I have a jar full of stones, and I gather off the stones to a jar, and then I go to water or ocean or some other place where I let go of all of those things and all of those things that I have done during the past week, and I let the stones fall off the intention and let go of the memory or something that they were holding for me, and I throw the stones to the water, and it like purifies them, and also it helps me let go of those things and those patterns that I'm doing everyday life. and it has been very interesting to follow all of that, and how much I had those in the beginning. Like, for example, in a couple of first few days, I had picked almost 25, 26 of those stones. And then now, yesterday and today, when I've been doing this for almost a week or a bit over a week, I only have picked out 3. So it's like all the time, it's like getting there better. And in the beginning, it was very interesting to see that how much I actually do that and how much it's controlling my whole life and how big of a thing it is.
So the stone,
yeah.
the stone games, it was very revealing of the repetition of the pattern.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much.
Okay, and now it's much better.
Yeah, and I can like see it changing all the time and feel it. And there's still a way to go, but I always thought that this was going to be a much like bigger process than it actually is, and like require more from me, but it's actually more simpler than I thought it would be. So
the thing which I also notice working with other people is that in the morning when they start to get used with the internal work, with the time is becoming easier and easier. It's not taking that much effort and that long time like in the beginning.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. There is something else more that you want to say? Otherwise, I'm already very grateful.
Yeah, I don't think there is more. I mean, I could talk about this topic for hours, but yeah, since there is like so much things that have happened and how much I learned and growed and healed and all of those things, but I'm just yeah, I'm very grateful of the whole group and being a part of it, and I will be continuing to in the group for probably a long time.
Okay, thank you. We may have also changed to meet in physical on the New Healing Festival or around that. Let's see.
Yeah,
I may come. I'm planning to come. Let's see if everything will converge in that time. For now, there is an intention to come and then to stay for some time after. Okay, then thank you very much. See you on Sunday on the regular weekly meeting, and then we'll see what is next.
Yeah.
Thank you. And actually, I think we see before that, because no, Sunday first. After that, it will be the ceremony. Yes, Sunday first and ceremony after. Yes. Okay. Then thank you and all the best. See you on Sunday.
Thank you. You too. Yeah. See you then.
Bye-bye.